This is one in a series of brief video conversations addressing common local church operational issues. The intent of these conversations is to highlight issues, suggest options, and offer staff and volunteers ideas for further research. You must determine what works best in your context. My name is David Atkins. I am the Executive Director of the Missouri United Methodist Foundation. Today, joining me are Steve York and Christy Cubbage. Steve is a member of the Foundation Board of Directors. He is a member of the Aldersgate United Methodist Church in Lee's Summit and a certified public accountant with Stern Brothers Valuation Advisors in Kansas City. Christy is the Director of Client Accounting for Support Kansas City Incorporated. Today we will discuss paying the bills in the local church. Steve, let's start with some of your experiences.
As a church treasurer, I'm always interested in paying bills on time, not early, but also having the least possible expense, and more importantly is making sure that the payment is accounted for in the church's financial statements and that the bill's been properly authorized. One of the areas where I'd like to focus on in our first analysis of paying bills is using auto withdrawal. Christy, would you like to tell us a little bit about your experience with auto pay authorizations?
Yes, auto pay is fantastic, and it takes a little bit of background work to contact your vendors and see if you can auto pay, but it's easily set up with the bank to take out of your account on a given day.
When it comes out only because it's been authorized. It comes out after you've had a chance to review the bill. You've made sure you've accounted for it correctly. Now, there are some downsides to auto pay. And Christy, we'll talk about that. What happens when there's not enough cash in the bank to cover an auto payment?
Then you have that over withdrawal situation because it's already set to come out of the bank. So it is very important when you set up these auto payments to know what money is in the bank and if you have enough to cover the auto withdrawals.
Christy, how much does it cost to use auto pay, auto withdrawal, direct bill pay, whatever it's called?
For the most part, it's free because you can set it up with the vendor and give them your information. Of course, you're giving them the banking information, so again, you need to know who is on auto withdrawal. Keep a record of that in the office because with transition of treasurers and staff, if you don't have those things written down and recorded, the next person coming on board is going to have a hard time figuring out what's auto withdrawal and when it's coming out.
One other question I had related to the use of credit cards in a local church. Should a church try to pay any bills with a credit card?
I think there are some hidden costs associated with the credit cards and also issuing credit cards in individuals' names. Usually there has to be an individual's name associated with that credit card issuance. And as we talked about before, when you're tying things to individual names and there may be transition in treasurers and office staff, that could be a problem as well. You may think that you're going to get all these great points and rewards for using a credit card, but if you don't pay the whole amount at the end of the month or the end of the billing cycle, that could be a problem.
I will mention that if a bank's going to use a credit card, one of the upsides is that all credit card issuers will offer auto withdrawal on the due date from the bank's checking account. The big downside is that a credit card may have 15 or 20 entries on it. You don't know what those activities were for. You don't have any supporting document. You're hoping, and this is a stretch in most churches, that whoever had that credit card will turn in all the receipts and will document on each receipt what that receipt was for. With those tips, I wish you the best.